Joining me now is Democratic Chicago Alderman Gilbert Villegas. Mr. Villegas, good morning. The president says Chicago's crime is out of control, yet city data shows homicides down about a third this year. From your vantage point, is there any justification for federal troops on Chicago streets, or is this just political theater?
This is, first of all, good morning, Nick. Yeah, this is just political theater. We've seen that this has already been tried in L.A., wasn't successful. Another show going on in Washington, D.C. Again, this is just a continuation of the Donald Trump show. It needs to stop because this is going to put people, Americans, in a position where potentially they can get harmed. And so I've said before, I'm on record, if you want to send federal resources in the form of DEA or DEA, DOJ, or FBI to help with organized crime or drugs or illegal guns, let's talk. But if you're just going to drop 300 or 400 servicemen, National Guardsmen, who quite frankly don't have training to deal with civilian and don't have the legal status to arrest people, then this is nothing more than a show.
Alderman, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker have made it clear that they don't want the troops in the city of Chicago or Chicago suburbs in the state of Illinois suing for the blocking of those deployments. But it looks as though a judge refused to enact that order. There will be a follow-up case on that. Do you have any confirmation from the city or federal agencies that troops are actually en route to Illinois?
Not confirmation so much as I saw on social media yesterday. The governor of Texas put forward out a screenshot showing that there were Texas National Guardsmen on the way to Illinois and to Chicago. That's it. But the reality, again, when they get here, there's nothing much they can do. I've talked to colleagues again in L.A. around what transpired when the National Guard were deployed there, and they did nothing. And so, again, this is a waste of money. The amount of money that's being spent for sending National Guardsmen, couple $100 million on a permanent basis could hire 2,000 police officers for a year. So, again, if you want to talk to us about appropriating funds to help deal with public safety, we're all ears. But if you're just going to continue to put a show and move forward with illegal deployment of National Guards, despite the governor saying he doesn't need it, again, this is just a waste of money.
Alderman, you represent a constituency across the board. There are those who support what Mr. Trump said he wanted to do, which is remove the worst of the worst. How are people in your ward reacting to this latest effort, and are they more fearful of the crime the president's describing, or of the idea of troops being sent in to control their areas?
Listen, when I haven't met a Democrat, Republican, or independent that says, yeah, let's not remove any dangerous criminals or deport criminals that are here illegally. I have not met one that says, no, we want to keep them here. And the president, during his campaign, talked about getting rid of the worst of the worst. We saw just last week ICE come pick up the tamale lady on 47th and Western here in the city of Chicago. Now, are you telling me that's the worst of the worst? ICE and this administration, if they know who they're looking for, then go look for them. There's no one here in Chicago or Illinois that's going to stand in the way. They have that right to do that. But when you're just driving around the city, looking at people that are quote unquote might be illegal or might be someone to pick up, it's racial profiling, and shame on the Supreme Court for allowing this to occur. And then also shame on the Republicans in Congress, especially those that are veterans that are not stepping up and reining in this out-of-control administration right now. Congress has to act as a check on the executive branch. That's what they're there for. And what we see right now is they're just allowing the president to do whatever he wants. And this is getting out of control, and people are going to start getting hurt here.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.